Hi everyone, welcome to CtrlAltCraft. Rose with you, and today I have a very special guest. His name is ZippyWonder, or Nick.
I'm very special.
Yeah.
That's definitely confirmed.
He is a good friend of mine and has his own Twitch channel, which you can follow him. There'll be a link in the description box down below.
There will be a link in the description box down below.
Anyway, He's joined me tonight because I didn't get around to recording this today when I should have, and he was coming around tonight for ice cream, and I said, why don't you join me for the recording, because I got distracted and didn't end up doing it when I should have, so that's how this happened.
And now I'm here. I was totally prepared for this.
Absolutely.
Scripted. This is all scripted.
This was totally planned.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I am building at the moment in the video is one of the 8-bit shell challenges. So 8-bit Elliot on Twitch runs a series of shell challenges for Sims 4 creators, usually one every month, I think. And this one's a bit different. This time he created a lot with terrain editing, so all the mountains. And he said, you're not allowed to tweak too much with the terrain. You have to build something out of this. So it's not so much a shell as it was just the mountains.
Terrain, yeah.
And you weren't really allowed to tweak it.
Now, the Greek temple-looking structure,
Yes.
was that already there?
No. So all it was just the mountain. And then I've gone ahead and gone, what am I going to make out of this? So I decided to make a Greek temple.
Ah, very nice.
So I was inspired by the way the mountains tiered, so I decided to do my trademark waterfall, because that usually wins people over when they see that in my builds.
True.
And then I did the Greek temple, and basically kind of made it, like, the temple's been kept well over the years, but everything else around it has not. So everything else is kind of falling apart.
Dilapidated.
Yeah, and it's still, like, it's a very modern,
Oh, those windows
timepiece.
are something.
Yeah, I don't stick with those.
Okay.
Yeah, I go with those in the end. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they suit.
Yeah. So there's like a little vendor down the bottom corner at the front who might be selling stuff. So think of like a modern day tourism attraction in the middle of, like,
Right.
you know, in the middle
Greece or Rome.
Greece or
something.
Rome. Yeah. So it's sort of like the temple's been kept. I don't.
Oh,
keep,
whoa! You
I don't
even
keep
get
that.
the little roof parts.
I keep the middle bit, but I delete the other stuff on the outside. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I agree with that decision.
It was a bit much, yeah.
A bit extra.
Yeah.
There is such a thing as
too bougie for a temple.
Yeah, there is such a thing as being too extra.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Too extra for your deity.
Sometimes your deity just likes the simple things in life.
What's the deity of minimalism?
Why do I feel like I should know this? Why don't I know this? And why am I now going to research what this is after this video is done?
Rip. So yeah, so this is the whole idea. It's basically just like a tourism attraction. It's set in like modern day times, not like back when it would have been in full use and function. And that's pretty much it. I go around adding like a whole bunch of plants and terrain editing to try and spruce it up.
You got some interesting techniques. Do you want to explain what some of these techniques are? Because you're blowing my mind.
So, what do you want to know?
Like you just like, what is it? Phasing rocks through the terrain to create a better structure. You're doing big brain stuff that I never even
Jedi
thought
mind tricks.
Honestly, I didn't even think you could do that kind of thing. Like.
So, what I've done is I have the cheat that enables me to move objects through other objects. So that's the move objects on cheat.
bb.moveobjects.true or something like that.
And then using the Alt key, you hold the Alt key on your keyboard down and you can like move rocks sort of free style without them like being snapped to a grid.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yep.
So I just go around and chuck them everywhere.
Oh, I like what you've done with how like you initially were going to go for like a natural kind of look around, but you've made it more square, so it looks like it's been carved out of stone.
Well, then I go through and add more rocks. So
but
it
you know,
looks a bit
it's
more
still
natural.
got the square structure. So in a sense, it still looks man-made.
Yeah, I wanted them to be like man-made hot springs, but they're not actually functional in the game. I tried to play test them, and they don't work, which is a bit annoying. You can, I think there are some ways that you can play around with them.
Unacceptable conditions. No.
You can play around with them and make them functional, but I didn't have the time, so I just went, this'll do. You get the idea, and I don't really think it's for play.
So what you're telling me, Rose, is that you have other commitments outside of making things in Sims 4?
Yeah, I have commitments to eat ice cream with you.
Bro, this is unacceptable. No. You know what? No ice cream. You need to finish this build.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
dear.
that's fair enough. Ice cream is good. Yeah, okay, so that's interesting. I briefly remember not listening to any of my architecture lectures about Greek architecture. So I would normally have a comment about this, but I don't, because I didn't listen. I did like what every college dropout would do and dropped out. Yeah. So
well, I mean, it's not like, I don't believe that it's very accurate at all. And the idea, I guess, wasn't that I was trying to go for something accurate. It was more just something that would look cool, because it's
the aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a competition, but it kind of is. I mean, Elliot showcases these on his streams, and like, 20 plus people enter these things and do them. So I'm more about making mine look like the coolest than it being necessarily the most accurate.
So what you're saying is it's not a competition because you already know you're going to win. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
Well, we all know it's true. So anyway, I like the vendor. That's very cool.
Yeah, so we've got there's a street vendor in this corner here that I'm working on now. We have the food vendor up there. So it's kind of a bit like a sort of modern day, like you were visiting, Israel or something, and you've sort of got that, there'd be people shanty sort of stall setups around the place to attract tourists. To be like, hey, come buy my junk.
My souvenirs.
Souvenirs, yeah.
AKA junk. Yeah.
So that was sort of what I was going for.
Very
It is kind of bare, I feel like, in a lot of places, but it is also supposed to be kind of set in the desert. So, I mean, there are, obviously, it is sort of like an oasis, and there's lots of springs. So there would be quite a few plants around those.
Yeah.
And it is also a temple, so the maintenance of the grounds would have been...
But the plants that are away from the springs are actually quite dry looking.
Yeah.
So it kind of, it increases that aesthetic or that look. Like if you look at the actual like waterfall, there's only really greenery around there.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like fades out, next to the rocks there's not nearly as much. So on and so forth. So got some trees and stuff. Do you do the interior at all?
Yes, I do at the very end. So,
oh, very nice. That'll be good.
Yeah. We're actually nearing the end of the video now, which is good.
It's almost like I'm proficient at talking non-stop. I must be an expert at this. It's like I've been doing it my entire life. Probably because I have.
It's not like you talk non-stop every time we hang out.
No.
I feel like you never asked me how my day was.
Oh yeah, so how was your day? What did you get up to?
Well, it's too late now because we're in the screenshots.
Fair enough.
This is the end result. This is what I've ended up with. So, this is sort of the exterior that I've ended up with of a touristy, temple-y place. I really like the exterior. The interior is kind of like okay. I mean, the interior is just, supposed to be dedicated to some god, I suppose. But the exterior, I feel like, is where the build shines. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Zippy.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
All right, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye!